Hello. Today we are going to be opening the collector booster box of Secrets of Strixhaven. I'm so excited. So I know everybody else is like on the hunt for the serialized card. I never think that's gonna happen to me. It has actually happened twice. So I have one serialized card from, I think it was, was it March of the Machines or something? I forget exactly what it was, but it was the Tesa, one of the Tesas, I believe, 4-mana one, and it was the Ravnica border of it. I got a serialized version of that. That thing was so cool, and it's in the deck. I forget which one it is though. I think it's just the one that triggers the death abilities twice. I think it's the commander for that deck. And then I got Weathertop from Lord of the Rings serialized, so that was amazing. So I've gotten really lucky. I'm never expecting to do it again. It is so rare. You can gamble, but it is so rare. One of 500 of them, right? That is so unlikely. And so I'm not gambling for that. What I'm looking for is just really fun playable cards. There's so many in this. All of the Elder Dragons look amazing. I really want those. I would love to get a regular Emeritus. That would be super sweet of Ideation. I like some of the paradigms, and obviously the Japanese art Mystical Archive cards are just freaking crazy in Silver Skull foil. So, and just period. So like there's, and the artwork in this set is in general mostly just unbelievable. Oh, it was really loose. This whole thing was really loose. Huh. Well, here we go. Sometimes the packaging Wizards doesn't do necessarily the best job on, or it loosens over time. But this is of course from a very, very reputable seller with whom I've been buying many, many years. So from whom technically, with whom I've been doing business. Okay, so let's hope this is really good. I'm just really excited about the cards in this. There's so many cards that I want to play. There we are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same number underneath. So again, no box stoppers these days. Wizards doesn't appear to be doing that. Sad but true. Just like they're not doing the sample from a collector booster in the EDH decks anymore. Just little ways that they took value. I'm not really a fan of that. Wizards don't at me. And, you know, it costs more these days too, so like, yay. Extra no value. Anyway, so, okay. So let's go and let's start opening this. But yeah, I am super excited about opening the set for my commander decks, especially. And yeah, for some value maybe to get that dopamine hit as well. The secondary dopamine hit of value versus utility. Sometimes you get both at the same time. Ooh. Okay. So, this Landscape Painter has been amazing for me in Limited. It's a 2/1. Nobody wants to kill it. I mean, black has a lot of ways to do -1/-1 and, or 1 damage to something, etc. And red has a couple ways, but nobody wants to kill it because it's just a 2/1, and then eventually you get this Vibrant Idea, which is super sweet. Dig Site Inventory is one of the best ways to trigger both Repartee and the Lorehold when it leaves the graveyard mechanic. Just a great card for that. Embrace the Paradox. Let's draw some little cards, put a land into play. Send in the Pest. I've liked this. I played it on Shuffle Up and Play. It was a fun one. I didn't have a lot of interaction, so it was a good way to get another Pest for Black to pump. Prismari Charm, one of the best charms, but again, you have to be in Prismari. So still good, but yay. And again, I'm going to be really excited to put this in some of my decks. Zimone's Experiment, a good version of this effect. Yeah, just fine, but 4 mana. Harsh Annotation. So I talked about this on stream, but basically, Harsh Annotation, the flavor text, I'd start from scratch if I were you. David Foster Wallace, who taught at my college, I never took a course from him, but he used to say, according to my friends who took multiple courses from him, he used to say, this is where your story shoots itself in the foot, because he was teaching creative writing. And it was not gentle. So yeah, there's that Harsh Annotation. Oh, okay. Is this Monstrous Rage instant? It says Instanto. Let's see. +2/+0. Yeah, that's Monstrous Rage. Okay. But yeah, that Harsh Annotation's a cool one. Again, giving an opponent a 1/1 flyer in Limited, not so great, but yeah. But you can give it to yourself as well if you really want in response. But yeah, Monstrous Rage has epic artwork. This is a non-foil. Then we have Repel Calamity. Great artwork. Foil Swampy. Really cool actual swamp outline there. That is super sweet. Zephi and the Tempests. This is a hell of a drug. And an indie EDH. I think this is a sweet one. It's very prohibitively costed, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Turbulent Fen extended art. That is a good one. These are really good commander deck lands, just because your opponents, it's cumulative, so like your opponents are going to control 8 or more lands pretty quickly in a game with four players total. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good inclusion for commander decks. I really like this one. The sequence. Flashback. It does what it says it does. Okay, sorry. Pongify. Okay. Meh. I don't think anything in this pack has been terribly worth. I mean, the Turbulent Fen is worth a little bit, but Pongify is a nice reprint. I don't think I'll be using... The Mire usually hits completely, but that... that's a really, really creepy image there. Then we got Erode, Extended Art Foil. This, again, is a creature or planeswalker path to exile, so very good in EDH. Often people don't run enough basics in EDH to start with, and it's just really worth it for 1 mana instant speed. And then we have a Spirit and Fractal token. All right, I'm excited about that Erode. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna put the rares off to the side so we can look at them later. Gonna separate out the let's see, I'm gonna separate out the mystical archives as well there for that and put this aside. Okay, so I am happy to get the Erode and the Turbulent. I don't know that I have a home for Zephi and the Tempests. I do have a big instance and sorcery spells deck made possible by, is it Nivix or something like that? I think Mizzix, that makes my things cost less for each experience counter it has. So that already is making them cheaper, but you know, we'll see. I might find a home for Zephi. All right, Elite Interceptor, one of the better cards in this format. Thraben Inspector, but better in this format because you can keep preparing it, etc. You can tap or untap target creature and you draw a card. So this effect is just better than having a clue on the battlefield for most decks in this format. Obviously, clues are very good earlier, you know, in other ways, so for other decks. Cheerful Osteomancer. Actually, there is one card. There's the Micah, or Mika, I'm not sure it's how it's pronounced, that prefers artifacts. So if this were a clue, that would actually be really good for the Micah, but I think it'd probably be stupid. Cheerful Osteomancer. I've gotten good value out of Gravedigger rather, for an extra bit plus 2 power. Seize the Spoils, a reprint. Inkling Mascot has done good work against me. It flies. And I got killed by it once. Old Growth Educator. Great fun card for the Witherbloom deck, 6/6 usually. I do not like this card and have not played it. Startled Relic Sloth, I have played. It's a good way to enable the, you know, exile from the graveyard stuff from Lorehold, so that's pretty sweet. And a 4/4 trample lifelink for 4 is not bad either, because power creep. There's Deduce from the Mystical Archives. That is stunning artwork and really, really cool. As a card, non-foil. And then we have... I think that's Bitter Revelation. It's an instant 3 life points, yeah. And it's got to be one card discard, I think. There, yeah, perfect. Okay, that's really cool. I like getting that. Foil Forest. Now we have Resonating Loot. This card is great. I have not gotten to play with this yet, except for in the early access. I think I had that one. Maybe, I'm not sure. But this one's so cool. I'm very excited about maybe playing this in an EDH deck, so that's cool. Then we have something from the Commander. Did I have something for the Commander last time? Oh, yeah, the land. Got it. Okay, 3 mana, 3/2, first strike. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 more artifacts in your and or creature cards in your graveyard, this card... Okay, Jesus. Restore Relic. Exile target artifact or creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it. Gee whiz. That's a great card. Extended art. Then we have Planar Engineering, which is one of the best ways to get 1,000,000 landfalls. So you pay 4 mana, you sacrifice 2 lands, you search your library for 4 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So that is, I mean, obviously Scape Shift exists, but that is pretty crazy. And it is basics, but that's a lot of landfall triggers. Dang, okay. Glimpse of Nature, the Mystical Archive foil, regular art, normal art, but really spectacular by Dominic Meyer. That is a gorgeous card. I don't play this in any deck currently, but it could be a cool one to put in something. I don't think I needed two. I'm pretty sure I didn't need two. But there we go. We've got another Resonating Loot, this time foil extended art. Then we have Treasure and Elemental Token. Okay. Again, no spectacular hits so far in 2 packs. Again, these are gambles. You don't necessarily get your money back with collector boosters these days at all. And you can often expect to lose money, so do buy singles. We are getting to experience this together. It's a special treat for me and hopefully a little bit for you. This is what I limited myself to buying for the sets. So, and it's a really exciting experience, and sometimes we do get hits. So, seize the spoils. Inkling Mascot. Barrage Barrage is a fun one. It is often really tricky to remember whether you get the +1/+0 or not. It's a very interesting card. And I know a lot of people are going to get caught by that, where they just don't have the +1/+0 because they forgot that they didn't cast an instant or sorcery this turn already. So, but it has been really good as removal anyway. Still fun. Spectacle Summit. Again, the Surveil Land. Strife Knight. Really, really a lovely way to just either get in for 3 damage really quickly or, you know, rummage quickly. I actually had a person, I was moved to attacks and they actually killed it, which allowed me to loot instead. So make sure that if you're going to kill it, it taps to go to attacks. Otherwise, they are going to still get the rummage value. Transcendent Archaic. I have not seen this one do well at all. There is a 6-mana uncommon one that I do think is good, that exiles equal to the number of colors cast it. And even if that's 3, which it often is, and if you're not in a dedicated Converge deck, that's still a great card. So, and then it can also put cards from the graveyard on the bottom of the library. So, but this one I haven't seen do anything. Graduation Day I have seen do crazy things. It is at the cost of a card, so I still don't know perfectly, but like it's still a great, you know, mechanic in limited. I don't know perfectly exactly how high it should be on the pick order, but yeah. Ooh, we have a pretty thing behind that. We have a very pretty thing behind that. That does look like the silver thing. Okay. Sleight of Hand, the Mystical Archive reprints here. All Mystical Archives are oh. Okay. Instant. Oh, and it's modal. So this is OTJ. This is Return the Favor in silver border. And it is etched. I don't, it's not probably not, you can't quite see how gorgeous that is as the silver etched, but that is really pretty. This is one of my favorite cards from OTJ. I love doing this to people. You can copy, so it's double red, and if you pay 1, you can copy an instant or sorcery and choose new targets for it. Or you can pay 1, you choose target instant or sorcery, choose new targets for it, period. So you can copy 1, and choose new targets for it, or you can choose new targets for an original one. So it is so much fun at redirecting opponents' removal at their own creatures. That's my favorite thing to do. And if you can copy it, great. Dude, kill 2 things. So this is a beautiful card in silver border foil. Obviously, it is just the uncommon version. They're not necessarily worth that much. I think I should adjust the camera so that I can hold these a little higher and you can see them a little bit better. We'll see. That... yeah, about there. Anyway, but yeah, that's a gorgeous card. I'm gonna sleeve that up in a minute. But yeah, Island foil. Oh, Withering Curse. That's a fun one. That is a really fun one. I really like this one for my like Oloro deck, which takes a little bit to get going sometimes, but -2/-2 to end of turn could buy it some time. And if I happen to gain life, I could just destroy all creatures. This card is sweet. I was hoping to get it. That is really nice. Okay, then we have Nev, the Practical Dean from the Commander extended art. Creatures you control with counters on them have trample. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast your first spell with X in its mana cost each turn, put X +1/+1 counters on Nev. This probably goes in my X spell deck. However, it's also probably good enough. No, it doesn't really replace Pride Malkin. Malkin puts a counter on something when it comes into play anyway. But it's definitely a possible inclusion in my X spell deck with the Magus Lucia Kane. Yay. Okay, sorry. Oh, I'm excited about this. This is Emeritus of Abundance. It is non-foil, but it is extended art, and this is the regrowth on a stick, and this is stupid. So I'm going to definitely put that in a deck. That is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna sleeve that one up. We have here, okay, this is an instant. It's 2 mana. You draw a card. This is Kado Ichi, and then I don't know what the actual draw is, but that's definitely draw a card. Is it Reprieve? I think it's Reprieve. Oh god, that's gorgeous artwork. It's not foil, but it is gorgeous. But yeah, I think this is a Reprieve originally printed in Lord of the Rings. I think this is the return the spell to hands and then draw a card. That is cool. Ooh, Informed Inkrate. That is a really fun card in Limited. This is so much fun. Again, just any instant or sorcery spells pooping out 1/1 Inklings. Flyers, pretty sweet. I don't know that I have the perfect deck for it, but the humans deck that I have is pretty good. So we'll see. And then Treasure and Elemental. Not sure anything was worth terribly much there, but some good cards to play with. Maybe the silver border Return the Favor is worth a little bit. Okay. But considering how much you pay for the collector boosters these days, it is crazy. They used to all be like max out at like $200, but this is now double that almost. What my pre-order this was. So, yikes. Muse's Encouragement can be a really fun trick, and also just good trigger for your Opus and Surveil too, and get that flyer. Eater targets something, and again, you gain the life in Witherbloom is lovely. Deluge Virtuoso. Virtuoso is a really lovely card as well. Tempo, plus it can attack really well, and people have to respect that it can get pumped. Imperious Ink Mage. The Surveil 2 is so lovely on that. Snarl Song. I've had people put 4/4s into play pretty quickly with that Converge. But 2 3/3s is worth it too. 6 mana across 2 bodies. The 3 3/3s. 2 3/3s. Cuboid Colony I've had success with. I know a lot of people are down on this card as far as like some like Defor and some others, but I really like this card in terms of just like it increments really quickly. People don't want to kill it when it first comes into play because it's just a 1/1. And yeah, I mean, I've had it do work. Again, playing a 2 mana 1/1 can often not be enough, but as long as you flash it in and they don't have a removal spell for it immediately, it does become a threat pretty quickly. Dissection Practice is a crazy value spell. It's like Skullduggery, but you also have the lose 1, gain 1, and it's up to 1 for each of them, so it still can like with unlike like Skullduggery or I forget what the other one is. But there's been a lot of like 1 and a black or black that do +1 -1 and +1 and -1 but they have to have 2 targets. This one doesn't, so that is pretty epic. This card is great and limited. Okay, we have oh, the other modal card. So this is, oh god, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's also OTJ. You can destroy an artifact, you can destroy an enchantment, or you can mass pump your team for +1/+1. And I literally, reinforcement, resolute reinforcements, I think that's what it's called. But this is a cool bit of artwork for it. I don't know why what they're reinforcing by, doing rocks, but maybe they're mining with axes. I don't know. Anyway, but this is a great card. Ooh, a foil Shared Roots regular art. That is cool. That is very cool, and I'm very happy to have that. That is lovely. Mountain foil. Freaking Exhibition Tide Color. I have not gotten milled out by this at all. I've been milled 10, but it's just it does have a decently high win rate on Magic, on Arena, but like it's never beaten me, and it feels like it is so many things have to go right to mill an opponent out. But I think the crabs are still better, like Hedron Crab and so on and so forth for the actual mill deck. I'm not sure. I can't wait to see what this does, if anything. All right, another thing from the EDH, and this is messed up. This is freaking messed up, and I am so excited to have it. This is Replenish on a stick. Replenish itself is like $100 and something card, because I think it's on the note, do not reprint. So, God, this is so cool. So I am definitely putting this in my enchantment decks. Oh god, both my sort of Tron Up enchantment decks, the Aura deck and the the just, you know, regular enchantment, enchantress type decks. This is so cool. I'm so happy to have that. I'm going to sleeve that up. So that's extended art non-foil. Together as one extended art. This card is so lovely. I'm going to be putting this in my 5-color decks. It is, so I have actually done this for 5 in limited. I have avenged they killed my Sky Whale. They killed my goddamn Sky Whale, and I was so upset because I love my Sky Whale, and my Sky Whale deserves to live. So I avenged my Sky Whale by doing 5 damage to their 5/5, gaining 5 life, and drawing 5 cards, and it was so sweet with my Converge deck. Oh, shit. Okay, that's a hit. Okay, so we have Together as One. We have a non-foil Force of Will. That is a Force of Will. That is an epically crazy card. And I do love this artwork. I love that it's replaced. I mean, there's a lot of Force of Will artworks, and this one is very good too. This is Rovina Kai. I think I have at least one of every Force of Will that's been, no, actually, I probably don't. I don't think I have the Donata Giancola one from that particular set. Master set. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a hit. That's a lovely card. And we have a foil. Okay, a schematic Dawning Archaic. That's probably worth a little something. I don't know that this card is worth playing. It is so cool. And it's done some work in limited, but it is very delicate. I feel like in constructed, it's going to be so much better, especially if you can give it haste. That is pretty, and I will be sleeving that up. That is very nice. Okay. Well, that was a really nice pack for value, and yeah, cool. All right, next pack here. I don't know how archaic. I mean, it feels like it's going to be doing so because, I mean, again, any card that cheats itself in seems to be pretty good, but I don't know. I will have to see how it does. Rebel Rouser does good work. I was very impressed with this when I first saw it with the lore hold mechanic. It also works for Prismari to ramp. So, yeah, decent card. You can rummage when it comes to play, try and fix up your hand, and you can also exile a card from a graveyard, and that triggers the lore hold mechanic, but you also add the red and deal 1 damage. So you're ramping and dealing the damage, which works in both lore hold and Prismari quite well. Rehearsed Debater. I don't know how to rate this card yet. I haven't run it myself, except in, I think, early access, maybe. Yeah, I haven't played it, I don't even think. So, but yeah, the Graphalon, meh. Adventurous Eater again. Additive Evolution. I tried running 2 of these the other day. It was interesting. Yesterday, actually. And it did a lot of work, but again, if they can remove your creatures, it's very, very bad. And for 5 mana for a 3/3 that gets a 1/1/1 counter on that turn. So it's 5 mana for 4 power across potentially 2 creatures. So like a 0/0, and then your other creature that was on the board, you could pump that instead to get in for vigilance. Yeah, it feels a little slow in the set, a little bit. Sorry, a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. Arnon seems sweet. I've had fun with that card multiple times. Fractalize is great. I love this card. It is not unbelievable. There are times when it's bad, but there are times when it wins you the game. There are times when it kills an opponent's creature. It's just, yeah, it's lovely. Okay. Oh, this is Shared Roots, but the Japanese art, very nice. Non-foil. Then we have sit on anyway. Yeah. I like the original art for this better. This isn't quite my style for the Mystical Archives, but okay. Plains foil. Ooh, Jadzi. Jadzi is crazy. This is a lovely card. This does a lot of work. I'm very excited to put this in a deck. I don't know which deck just yet, but I'm still very excited to do so. Maybe I might go in my Bant +1/+1 deck. That's a counters deck. We'll see. We'll see. That's a fun one. Noctimun's Lore Spinner. Okay, so it's got Wheel of Fortune on this stick. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know whether that one's worth any money, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This freaking card. Okay, I have had this like once, and I basically never drew it. I drew it once, I think, and I played it once, and it immediately died. So that was fun. But I've had it played against me. Whenever I play a Fractal deck, this inevitably comes down. And the last time I played a Quandrix deck with the Fractal deck, I played against 3 of these in a single draft. And I was not happy at all because, again, this bounces those fract. It's so annoying. It is so freaking annoying. Hatred. Anyway. Ooh, that's sexy in the regular art. Foil. Brain freeze. That is really gorgeous art. And I will probably actually hang on to that. It's just too pretty. I don't do mill like basically, but this is just so gorgeous that I probably hang on to that. Brain freeze. Very pretty. Traumatic critique. So you get to fireball at somebody or any target. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. It's a good card in limited, especially for Prismari, which can ramp up to quite a bit of mana and either kill something or end the game that way. I actually had somebody play it against me when they were in a Temur deck. They had the 2/5 that trample worm or something like that gets +X+O based on the number the mana that you spent to cast an instant or sorcery this turn. And I was able to bounce that while they did 9 to my face. So that was fun. Okay, so that's a cool card. I'm happy to get it, but it's not worth anything as far as I know. Okay, so this is the 6th pack. So we have 6 more after this. Or we will if I can open it. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we have Spellbook Seeker. I've never been super impressed by this card. I've had it run against me once, and it seems fine. I mean, a Careful Study on the stick is nice, but the 3/3 for 4 flying is, just a better... that has an ability. It's just a better phantom monster, so... Which traditionally has been a fine card in Limited. Huh. But somehow it's not been doing a lot in this format, as far as I've seen. Glorious Decay, sideboard card. I haven't had to run it yet. Found enough removal and other stuff in the colors that I'm running when I'm running green, or like other types of removal or bounce or things, but it is gorgeous. That artwork is stunning. But yeah. Cost of Brilliance, definitely decent value. Triggers your repartee as well. Paradox Gardens. Brush Off. I don't like this one. I've not been impressed with this card, but yeah. Snooping Page is excellent, but I hate the artwork. I like this part of the artwork, the stuff that's on the right. But this dude is... Oh my god, sorry. Okay. Sorry, Honoré. Ugh. Pigment Wrangler is excellent. Doubling the next instant or sorcery that you can. Oh, so sweet. Such a lovely card, and it has flying. Then we have Bulk Up. I've used this to great effect in Limited, especially in the Boros deck. That is a pretty sweet card, but it will also trigger your, on the flashback, it will also trigger your Opus for the bigger reward. Royal Treatment, non-foil, again, great card. Foil Forest. Practiced Offense is a gross card. Absolutely gross, because it not only does each creature, but it does target a creature, so it does trigger the repartee. What I will say about this card is that, well, and I've said this a lot, but this card has very technically proficient art. It's nothing wrong with, like, how the art was executed. Clearly this person has talent. I just really hate the colors chosen, and I really hate the layout. So sorry about that. I hate the art on this card, but the rest of it is nice. The what it does is good. All right, then we have Zimone, Infinite Analyst from the Commander, but this is the full art. Actually, I think you get the full art, but I think you get it in foil from the Commander. Then we have Choreographed Sparks. This spell can't be copied, but it's a fork for an instant or sorcery or a creature, but the creature will be a token and you'll have to sacrifice it at the end of turn. So it can be really cool. I have not found a use for it yet. Prismatic Ending reprint here for this, non-foil. Foil Ambitious Augmenter, Turtle Wizard, Increment. Then you make that fractal. All right, again, I don't think any of that was worth pretty much anything. So again, such a crapshoot. Please buy singles. If you're gonna buy a pack, like, please just buy singles. So yes, there's a lot of cool cards in here, and most of them will be worth less than the pack that you buy. Yeah. All right. So let's see what else we've got here. So this is the 7th pack. We have Goblin Glass, right? Which can make a token. Again, that can do your, can ramp you, can do your fix you, or you can use Mica for that, on that treasure token. So that's pretty sweet. Obviously the Sonar is better. Pest Mascot, make bigger, better, faster, stronger. Noxious Newt. I got better. Anyway. Hydro Channeler. There's the Archaic that I was talking about. This Archaic I think is actually quite good. Social Snub can do work. There's the Micah that I was talking about with like the artifact synergies. Again, I've had this copy a spell against me. Mercifully, we were already far ahead, so it didn't matter. Sorcery. Okay, this is a sorcery, 1 and a black. I think this is Feed the Swarm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Feed the Swarm, but I could be wrong. Okay. Disdainful Stroke, foil, reprint, la la la, they're all reprints. Okay. Island. Ooh, a Petrified Hamlet. So this can do some work in EDH, definitely. That's a fun one. It's really cool to have in foil. I actually like that I got that. That's pretty sweet. I'm excited about it. Another turbulent version. So again, for the EDH, extended art. Pox Plague, extended art. I have no idea whether I'm going to use this in anything, but it's pretty fun. And... Huh. Sleight of Hand? So it's a sorcery. I don't know if Ponder was reprinted, but Preordain. It's looking at 2 cards and you're getting one of them. So I think it's either Sleight of Hand or Preordain. Yeah, you're picking or taking one, and I don't know which one. I'm so sorry, but that's cool. Non-foil. Oh, Emeritus of Conflict. Huh. I have to complain. What's new, right? What's new? I have to complain about this card. I know that, so first off, a 2/2 for 2, 2/2 for strike for 2 is perfectly fine ROI unlimited. That's fine. So you'd still take this card. However, casting your 3rd spell unlimited is so very difficult. There are things that enable it, and one of them is the instant that I was talking about that's wonderful before, the Dig Site Inventory. It's easy to cast 2 spells using that. So if you can cast Emeritus followed into this, you can do the 3 spells, but it's not going to happen probably more than once in a limited game, if it happens at all. And I just know that I would never get that sequence, but my opponent did. Not necessarily that one, but they did 3 spells to cast that turn, and they were all cheap, and it was ridiculous. And I was jealous beyond all reason, and whoever you were, congratulations. But I am happy to get this. This is cool. And foil extended art. And an art card. Our first art card. Is it our first art card? I don't think we got another one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving along. So I do want each of the emeriti, emerituses, emeritipides. I want the dragons, though, and we haven't gotten a single dragon yet. Force of Will, though, can probably be sold for a number of dragons. Or I can keep that Force of Will. We'll see. Anyway, quick study. Because we are going to Magic Vegas soon. And so I'll be able to trade some cards in for stuffs. Owlin Historian, good card. Pursue the Past, a really good card for Lorehold. Just a nice way to dig through any excess lands. And when to put, flashback cards in the graveyard, then you get value out of, drawing further, and it flashback itself. So pretty sweet. Mage Tower Referee can do some work. Depends on your deck composition. Thornfist Striker is excellent. Giving those trample and +1/+0 when you gain life. Waypoint is so much fun to prepare things. I did have a blast with this at one point. Re-preparing my Gravedigger and just getting stuff out. This card I think is a slight mistake. It's gross. It's very good. Like, really good. We'll see what it does in Standard, but this is a crazy thing. God. Okay, anyway. Okay. It's not 1 mana, so that is interesting. Ooh. Deduce. That's got to be Deduce. The Magnifying Glass. Instant. 2 blue. Yeah, that's definitely Deduce. It has the 2 clue thing, yeah. Okay, then we have Bitter Triumph. Lovely, beautiful artwork. I am definitely putting that in a deck. I do have Bitter Triumph in several decks. Great removal spell. Mountain. Fix what's broken. I don't know that I have a deck for this. Obviously, my life gain deck offsets the life loss really, really well, but it's only that mana value X. It's not extra less or anything like that, so you have to have a specific thing in mind. So, ooh, I think we've got a silver in the back there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to reveal it earlier. I'm so excited to see what that is. Okay. All right, fix what's broken. Brass Infiniscope from the commander. This is an reward for X spells. So basically play 4, you can add 2 when you next cast a spell with X in this mana cost. You draw a card and gain half of X life rounded down. Don't know if it has room. I have room in my Magus Lucia Kane for this, but we'll see. It's definitely a great inclusion, potential inclusion. So that is cool. Then we have Sundown Pass, a reprint of the Crimson Vow / Midnight Hunt lands. I'm always happy to get more of those, and it's a cool artwork. I have been told by someone, I forget who it was, that each of these sort of portals to a new world in these is representative of something we're going to see in the future, maybe in Reality Fracture. I'm not absolutely certain. All right, let's see what our silver is here. Ready? It's black. Oh, it's just... oh, no, that's just the card in front. That's Dismember. Dismember is a lovely reprint as well. And definitely, that is definitely something dismembered on that there. It's non-foil. And it has been upgraded from uncommon to rare in the Mystical Archives. Then we have... Wow. Wow. Okay, it's an instant. It's 1 white. Let me see if I can decipher what this is. It's gorgeous. It's rare. They keep having like 1 point of something, and they did Swords to Plowshare. I really don't know what this is, but it is freaking stunning. I don't know if you can see how crazy awesome that is. I'm gonna look it up really quickly. Ooh, a Professor emblem. That's cool. That card is dumb. That the Golgari Planeswalker is absolutely stupid. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this is. I'm so sorry for the wait. It's Angel's Grace. It's Angel's Grace. It's number 032. Sorry, 132. Yeah, 0132. It's Angel's Grace. That is gorgeous. I should have known that from the wings on the right. That is pretty stunning. Okay, so let's get closer so you can really see this. Yeah, there's slight etching on the actual artwork as well that I'm not sure is coming through, but it is really cool. Okay, now it's just blinding. There is no price for it on... Ah, that's interesting. Whoa. It's like 72 on pre-order. Okay, let's put that in a sleeve right now. Okay. Very pretty. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So that's cool. So with the Force of Will in that's a lot of money. So, well, actually, I don't know what Force of Will is these days. It's been reprinted so many times, but it's still such a crazy house of a card. So the regular Mystical Archive is like 70 still? Wow. But I think it's tanking. 67. Okay. All right, let's see. And pre-order prices are going to be different. I think people haven't gotten most of their stuff yet, so... All right, here we go. We have... Actually, I'm going to hold it slightly there. There we go. Deluge Virtuoso again. Poisoner's Trove has been much better than I thought, because everything's casting instants and sorceries, so it does... The incidental life gain is really good for the Witherbloom. It's also just really good for Prismari to just buy time until it can... and like, against sort of the more aggressive decks, and just keep going and doing its plan. So it's been more useful than I expected it to be. Quick study again. Masterful Flourish is a fine trick in this format, again, because it triggers your repartee. There are some exile effects, but mostly it's going to be destroy or combat damage. And so there is, like, unless it's really tiny and has 1 toughness, in which case it does get -1/-1 or -2/-2. So that's, yeah. Impractical Joke, another Strangle, but can't be prevented. This damage can't be prevented this turn is a very interesting addition to it. Like, I think it was Skullcrack in the past. found use in standard. So we'll see whether this goes anywhere. Lou, an exchange student. Haven't had this yet. Have played against me. It's a fun card. It does do some work. Yeah, these have been interesting cards. Okay, all right. Lovely mix of cards. Eternal Student does some things. Another Bitter Triumph of that art, but non-foil. And then we have a foil Zombify. Not a huge fan of that one on art. Then we have... Actually, I should move that. There's a rare in the wrong pile there. Okay. Sometimes they just put... like they make the Mixed Local Archives rare when they're uncommon previously. And so I put them in the wrong pile because I know that they're common or uncommon. All right, another this. Ooh, I like the Molten Core Maestro. That thing is fun. It reminds me of the Runaway Trainkin or something, the Runaway something Fire Claimkin, which was really fun in standard at one point. But I just like this card. I think it's really sweet. It's really cool. Anyway, all right, good card. Defiling Damogoth. 5 mana, 5/4 menace from the commander. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage play, you gain 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life, or X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Ooh. In my life gain deck, that might be really good. I might want to play that in Oloro. Also, so Vicious Rivalry. This is going to be Toxic Deluge, but not just... It's for mana value rather than power toughness. And it just sort of... It doesn't -X, -X. So it's really not toxic. It's just like Pernicious Deed for artifacts and creatures, not enchantments. But it's the pay X life is where it's like Toxic Deluge. But... yeah, that's a fun Wrath. I probably do put that in the deck somewhere. Oh, shit. Foil Flusterstorm. Really cool artwork, but I actually happen to have a foil of the earlier Flusterstorm, which is freaking sexy, like, too. So I probably will sell this, and that maybe that might be worth something. And it might pay for some dragons. We'll see. All right, let's look up Flusterstorm really quickly. Hasn't been reprinted in a while, so that's cool, as far as I know. Oh, yeah, it's okay. So it's still like $8. That's not going to pay for anything. Okay, fair. It is a foil. That's $8 in non-foil, but let's do foil and see what they are pre-selling it for. Oh, it's $20. Okay. Okay, all right. That's something. That's something. Maybe we'll pay for a dragon or two. Then we... Oh, Berta! Stupid card is stupid. All right. Berta is gross. This card can create infinite mana, obviously, with a bunch of different combinations. And it's dumb. Yeah, if you're interested in the combos, look them up. They are pretty cray-cray. Ooh, a kitty. And an inkling. Okay. But yeah, I am happy to get this frog. It is dumb. Berta. I'm going to sleeve up that Flusterstorm because I can. And I want to keep card. If I am trading, I like to keep all my cards in perfect condition, but especially if I'm trading them or selling them, you're going to get near mint from me. So that is how it works. I always have to de-sleeve at the booths because they don't like things in sleeves, and I'm like, why would you store them without sleeves? Takes up a lot more room, and probably weighs a lot more. Is the answer, but it also means that I can't really order foils from Card Kingdom because they're always coming in what I would classify as like excellent condition as opposed to near mint. So anyway, I'm picky, but I love magic cards. So there we are. Okay, Noxious Newt, Ancestral Anger, Crimson Vow / I think it was Crimson Vow reprint, can do crazy things if you get a number of them. I've not seen that happen yet. It was better in the... I mean, there is in this set a 1/3 with Reach that uncommon that does damage when you play an instant or sorcery spell, does 1 damage, or when you do with 5 or more, it does 3 damage. But there was in Crimson Vow, there was a common, the Kessig, Flame Breaker or something like that, Flame Weaver, I forget what it was. But that thing, Flame Breather, I don't know. That thing went really well with this. So did the little... Festival Crasher, I think it was, the common from Midnight Hunt, I think went really well with this too. So anyway, Grapple with Death, great removal spell. Destroy target artifact or creature, you gain 1 life. At sorcery speed, I think Putrefy is, I think, an instant, so not quite a strict upgrade. Not absolutely certain though. Forum of Amity, Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Encouraging aviator. We get to fly. Fly, my pretties, fly. Essence Knit Scholar is crazy good. This is so cool. I might put this in Marin. I'm not sure. It's 2 pieces of one piece of sack fodder that just draws you card. Ah, I love this card. It might be better than the enchantment, the morbid, whatever it is. I'm gonna think about that one. This I think has literal no usage in limited. Like, it's just too situational. It can have crazy lovely things, but the floor is so low that I don't think it's useful and limited. I think in Commander you might find some uses for it. Then we have Pick Your Poison non-foil. And, ooh, a foil Royal Treatment. Again, Royal Treatment, great card. I like this artwork, it's cool. And then we have the foil goes there. And then we have the Island. Deathcap Glade, again, reprint of those lands. Super sweet. And Leitmotif Composer from the Commander. 3 mana. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana 5 or greater, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Okay, and then you can also make all the creatures named this Leitmotif Composer unable to be blocked this turn. That's cool. Fun. I don't know that I have a use for this. So it says the Ophidian is like when it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And 3 mana is traditionally the cost of an Ophidian type card, like Thieving Otter and Ophidian itself, and so on and so forth. But the fact that you can make it unblockable is pretty cool. I don't know if I have a use for this. We'll see, but it's a fun one. Extended art. Slumbering Trudge. It is a 6/6 for 4. Or a 1 mana 6/6 that has counters on it. I have, every time I played this card, again, I played against that rare from Silverquill, the 4 mana 2 black and 2 white 4/3 that flickers things. And again, when this comes back into play, it's going to have the stun counters on it. So it's been miserable. I'm not going to lie. But yeah. So big score, foil, regular art. Very pretty. And okay. Oh, this makes me so happy. Okay, so here's the thing. The normal artwork for this is very colorful, but you can tell the person who illustrated it has never seen a horse with an open mouth in its life. In their life. I don't, it's like, it looks atrocious. I'm so sorry. But the card is so fun that I am so happy to see this version of it in foil. This makes me so happy. This card is wonderful. I love it. It's not it's very good in limited. And I don't know whether it'll ever do anything in any other constructive format, but I really love it and I love horses. And so let's and I might run it in my spells deck. I really love this card. It is so sweet. So I'm very happy to see that there's another artwork for it, because that other one makes me unhappy. Okay. But that's beautiful. And then we have, this is Withering, okay, so 2 and 2 green and destroy creatures with power, like the mana cost 2 or less, all the 2 things, and then add green and black for the mana that way. Yeah, Culling Ritual, that's what it is. Okay. Last 2 packs. Again, I don't think we're doing great on value, but I have gotten a lot of cards that I want to play. Few cards to sell, maybe some to give away. So I am not unhappy. And again, the dopamine of opening these is really sweet, and of sharing the cool cards with you is really awesome. So, and again, like, if I can spare you the expense as well, and you can see maybe I'm not going to spend that much money on this, and just go buy singles, that's awesome. So Ancestral Anger, here we go. Grapple with Death, we've seen that. Eager Glyph Mage poops out a 1/1 white and black Inkling creature token on the flying. Shopkeeper's Bane gains life when it attacks. Lorehold Charm hasn't been that great. +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn can do a thing. So if you go wide enough in the deck, like with a bunch of Hop 2-Wits, etc., it can do stuffs. It's fine. It's not great. Soaring Stone Glider can do things. I have seen it a couple times. It hasn't caused me that many problems. End of the Hunt has crushed. Normally this is a little bit worse in this set than it would be otherwise, because the fractals, like, that are really huge don't have any mana cost, and so they could get rid of like a 1/3 instead of the thing that's causing you the most trouble. But every time I have played against this, I have had no fractals that matter. I've only played against this when I have had really big, like, good creatures that actually have mana value. So it has done really serious work for me. So I have been more impressed with it than I would be in the set otherwise. All right, there's that return to sender is what I want to say, but return the favor is actually the title of the card, and that's the Japanese but non-foil version. This is Burst Lightning, I think. Yeah, 4. Yep. Kicker 4. And the Japanese art. Foil Forest. Improvisation Capstone. That's our first paradigm, I think. This can do good work. Pretty cool thing. I played Newmont. Newmont killed himself with it, so it was fun. But yeah. Good card. Fun card. Rib Truss Roaster. 5 mana, Devour 1. It's a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, create a number of 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature. They have, when this token dies, you gain 1 life. Now, what Devour 1 means, because this is the extended art, they're not printing the reminder text, but Devour 1 means when this enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice as many creatures as you'd like, as many other creatures as you'd like, and for each one you do, it gets 1 +1/+1 counter. If it had 2, for each creature you sacrifice, it would get 2 +1/+1 counters. So that's what Devour is here. So that's why it's talking about +1/+1 counters on this. So it's a sort of like Michaeloth type. Well, not Michaeloth. Oh God, what was it? I forget what it's called. But there was a card that had Devour 3. You sacrificed, and then it pooped out saplings equal to the number of counters on it. So. But this is a similar principle. It's pooping out pests in this case. So yeah. Unpleasantness, sorry. Unpleasant metaphors. Okay. So, then we have the Pensive Professor. I had 2 of these in a deck at one point, and it is so good if it survives. But it is a 3 mana O2, and surviving is difficult sometimes. So, we have Pyretic Ritual. This was a key part in Storm in Modern for a while. This is stunning artwork for it. It was uncommon. Now it's been upgraded to rare. This is just the regular artwork Mystical Archives foil. And Postmortem Professor. I did play this on Shuffle Up and Play. It was very good. I've had it played against me once currently, but just a fun card. Gets that life gain and blah. Not worth anything though, I don't think. So again, we'll see whether we make anywhere near back our money. But again, this is always a gamble, and that is understood. You have to go into it understanding that. So, I've not gotten some of the cards that I very, very much wanted. But that is expected. You're only opening 12 packs. And so it's like, blah. Okay. Last pack. Let's see what we get here. Again, I'm not unhappy with what we've got. We got some value. We got some cool stuff to play with. I got some cool stuff to give away, and some cool stuff to trade. So, and I went in fully understanding the potential loss. Now, again, last time we got really lucky because we got 2 premium cards that basically made up the entire cost of the Turtles deck. The Turtles Collector Booster Box. But, all right, let's see. Tome Blast. Good removal spell. Good thing in both Prismari and Lorehold because it has flashback. To keep casting stuff to trigger Opus and remove early stuff for Prismari and just get in. So any target as well. So go face. Sneering Shade Rider does some stuff with A being a 3/3 flyer, but also draining for 2. Efflorescence I have not seen run. It is probably okay, but I actually haven't run it yet or seen it run. Render Speechless can do work. Again, it's a little bit of a crapshoot. It doesn't impact the board that much unless you have a creature, and even if you do have a creature, the 2 counters may not matter as much. It's okay. It's fine. I love Tester. Tester is so fun and good. Again, it has to not die because it's a 2 mana 1/1, but it does some fun stuff with that increment. I have had so much fun with it. And again, there are other things that when they put counters on them, obviously things happen. And so in the deck that I had the two pensives, I also had two testers, and it was so sick because I would just move a counter onto the pensive to draw a card. So nice. Group project, good in the lore hole deck. Environmental scientist is sick, period. I'm putting it in the happy to have period and putting it in the deck. It's so good. Just that effect usually costs 3, and now it costs 2. That is so cool. Hop to it again, non-foil. Bulk up, this time foil. I love that artwork in foil. I will probably keep this. This is sweet. I don't know whether it goes in Minsk and Boot. It might. Swampy, foil. Suspend aggression. I don't actually like this card very much. It's probably fine. I'm just probably like like you get a card from the top of your library, you play it at the end of the turn, and then you make them recast a card. But there's so many things with ETBs these days that it is so brutal. Like if you can get rid of a fractal, great, but like, ooh. Otherwise, meh. Defacing Dusk Mage. 2 mana Vandal's Edit. Instant. Draw 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. Okay. Death Touch. Whenever opponent draws their second card each... Wow. That's going to be very useful. That seems really good. I like that card. Ooh, we got a dragon! We got a dragon! Yes, we got a dragon! Witherbloom the Balancer. And Witherbloom is... What's going on with the 5 magic colored gems here? That's pretty sweet. I don't know what's happening there, but that's really cool. Affinity for creatures, Flying, Death Touch, instant sorcery spells you cast have affinity for creatures. This is so sweet. So excited to play that in a deck. Alright, then we have Bring to Light. I believe. Yeah, that's definitely Bring to Light. Basically this has... So this is Converge. It's a sorcery. You get to go and find an instant or sorcery equal to or less than the amount of colors that were spent to cast a spell from your deck. And put it into your hand, I think. All right. Then it just looks like a land. Yep. Storm-Carved Coast. Again, those portals mean something. Yay. Again, I'm happy to get these reprints. I do need them for decks. It's always good for EDH decks. All right, Elemental and Treasure Token. Okay, so that is the end of the packs and the end of the box. Buy singles, but hopefully you'll come and enjoy one collector booster box opening with me every set. That's getting difficult just because there's a lot of sets being printed all the time. Wizards is doing crazy things as usual. So, just running through these again, the cards I am most excited for. Just again, I'm always happy to get the lands that matter, and we got a few things that I'm excited about. So again, these new Turbulence are kind of cool. I'm always just so excited about the lands, but we did get a lot of really good stuffs, and I am going to sleeve some of it up, and we'll see whether we made our money back, but at least in pre-order stuffs. Things are going to go down over time. But that Witherbloom is really cool. I like some of the command cards that are extended art. Love the art on that Color Storm. Can trade the Flusterstorm. Berta. There's the Angel's Grace is so cool. Sundown Pass. We have some really cool stuff to play with here. Ooh, that's an art card. There's that Force of Will. And this Dinosaurian, I'm so happy about that. Meritus, Curse, and this crazy thing. So, yeah. So, again, hopefully you enjoyed this, and I just hope I gave you a little bit of hits of dopamine there. And again, just make sure that you remember that these are crapshoots. Collector booster boxes are crapshoots, especially with the enormous amount that you're expected to pay for them these days. So, lottery tickets, essentially here. Very much gambling. But if you go into it knowing what you're doing, then hopefully you will play responsibly for your own good, to your own wishes. And again, if, you know, you have the money and you want to spend it and it makes you happy, I'm not going to stand in your way. But my recommendation for max value is, again, buy the card. Wait till it comes out, because the pre-order price is almost always elevated, and then grab the cards you want. So the editor will tell us what the overall total was for now, probably using Card Kingdom just because I can't support TCG Player, given how they treat their employees and the unions. So yeah. We used to go at TCBG player prices, but again, Card Kingdom and your local game store will be a little bit more expensive than marketplace prices. So keep that in mind. So, all right. Anyway, thank you so much for chilling with me while we did this. I hope you have the most wonderful morning, noon, night, afternoon tea, second breakfast, whatever time it is for you. And I can't wait to see you again, either on YouTube or on Twitch, or even in Vegas. And yeah, love you all. Have a wonderful time. Mwah! Cheerios.